With us. Now, I want to show you why today we need nutritional products. Why should I take nutritional supplementation? That's what we're going to cover now. Why do you and I today need to take nutritional supplementation? Why can't we just eat correctly and get the right things out of our food today? Well, there's many reasons why that's not possible. The number one reason why we cannot eat just food and get everything we need is because our soil is now depleted of nutrition. The nutrition in the soil has been used up by the agricultural methods we're using in our country, been using for years. Just recently I got some information on better farms, and the agriculture industry is looking at, makes this statement: depleted soils produce foods that starve us. That's coming from an article by the agricultural research that they're doing. You cannot judge food by its appearance. It is now impossible, they say, to eat enough food to get required nutrients that you need to keep you healthy. All right? This is coming from the agriculture industry. 99% of the population is deficient in nutrition. 99%. Foods differ from the time they're harvested from the ground. But there's no nutritional value in the soil, and by the time it's taken out of the ground till it gets to your table, anything left is totally just about completely eliminated. So the only way to give our bodies the things that our bodies need is we must supplement our food with nutrition. And number one reason is because of depletion in the soil. All right? Your body requires about 90 different nutrients a day. 90 different nutrients a day your body requires. And we're falling short. Tremendously short. Matter of fact, you need basically 72 minerals a day just to keep you healthy. We're getting 3 out of the soil because of the artificial fertilizer. So the soil is depleted. And that's one reason we're having to take nutritional supplements. Another reason we need to take nutritional supplements is because of toxins in our food. You've seen all the toxicity in food recently, haven't you? E. coli and all the other toxins in our food. But let's look at this pesticides, the herbicides, the fungicides. All these things are sprayed on our foods during the growing process. Now, those pesticides, those herbicides have gotten into the ground. So now today, if you ate an apple, chances of eating a good, raw, delicious apple, that you're going to get pesticides in that apple. DDT is one of those pesticides. It's been eliminated years and years ago in our country, but it's still in the ground. And you can get up to 7 different pesticides, herbicides, fungicides out of eating a raw vegetable or raw fruit today. So we're getting toxins from everything. And now they're spraying them with other toxins to keep them the shelf life on it, to make it look fresh in the grocery store. You're taking those toxins into your body constantly. And without good nutrition, as Dr. Mays was talking about the toxin, without proper nutritional supplementation, those toxins cannot get out of the cells. I was in North Carolina, Kannapolis, North Carolina, about 6 months ago. A young lady's in there. I guess she's in her 20s. She's having major health problems. She was obese, and she was having all types of medical problems. They couldn't find anything wrong with her. Finally, they did a biopsy of a fat cell of her body. They found 30 different toxins in the fat cell. Now, why did they get in the fat cell? Well, because the liver and the kidney is going to try to eliminate it. When it can't eliminate it enough, it stores it in the fat cell. So we're loaded with toxins today, and we have no nutrition to get those toxins out of our bodies. And we must approach that and eliminate those toxins in our body. So we are eating food that has toxins in it, have toxins in our water supply today. I was again in Kannapolis, North Carolina, a couple of weeks ago, and Jim and Lady Phillips up there, and she told me in Kannapolis they got a report out. There was 91 different chemicals.
And I had brought that report, but he left my book in the car. I'm using yours, so I don't have it. But
91 different chemicals in the city water. Now, of course, they're going to tell you, the authority's going to tell you, these are some minute amounts. But how much water do you drink? And every time you're drinking that water, you get those toxins in there. Right? And then we're drinking out of plastic bottles. Right? And these plastic bottles contain toxins in the bottle. And one of the dangerous toxins in plastic is dioxin. And dioxin is one of the leading causes of cancer. One of the leading causes of cancer today is dioxin. Now, anytime you have a liquid in a plastic container, it's going to leach out of that, whether it's water or whether it's now they're adding all these citrus juices and things to water, so that's going to cause a reaction with that plastic to take place even greater. And then the temperature changes in that. So that recently, John Hopkins came out and warned people about drinking out of plastic bottles. They tell me, someone told me, that in New York City today, if you live in the state of New York City, or you live in the city of New York, and they will provide you with polycarbonate bottle rather than you drinking out of plastic bottles. Polycarbonate is different, right? But that plastic is leached out, there's toxin chemicals leached out, and we're getting that in our drinking water. There's a big company today that advertises a water that sells more water than anybody else, and come to find out they were taking the water out of the tap, city water, filtering it, and selling it to you for bottled water. And a lot of bottled water today, up to 65% of bottled water contains bacteria in it. So we're getting these chemicals and toxins from every source, and we're getting them out of our water supply. And then we're over-processing our foods. Remember I said from the time it gets out of the ground, it hits your table, and then we get it and we cook it to death. If there's anything left in it, we destroy all of it by the way we overcook it and overprocess it and everything. So we have an epidemic. The epidemic is so bad in this country today that here's what they're saying. This is a list of patients waiting for life for transplants, organ transplants. In the United States today, there's 67,000 people waiting for a kidney transplant. 67,000. 2,000 of those will die before they get the transplant. There's 17,125 people in America today waiting for a liver transplant. We have 1,737 waiting for a pancreas transplant. We have another 2,497 waiting for a kidney and pancreas combination transplant. Now listen to this one. There's 221 people today waiting for intestinal transplant. I didn't even know they did that until a few years ago. An intestinal transplant. 2,909 people are waiting for a heart transplant today in the United States. And 2,930 are waiting for a lung transplant. That's in our country today. We're living in a sick society. And I believe, like Dr. Mays mentioned, most of this is created by our habits of what we do, what goes in our body, and without the proper protection in our body. So